What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Trailer Park Live right here on the 2nd Street Marvel. We're coming at you live every single Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Well, I mean, usually in and around that time. I would have been on time, but, you know, just a little time. I should have got the stream up and ready to go early. I know. These things take time, and I didn't take the time to do it. But if this is your first time here, what I typically do is I go over some of the comic books that I pulled for the week, and then I get in and I interact with you all in the live chat as we talk about some of the things that have kind of happened throughout the week. And if you are one of the returning viewers, one of the Myrtle Maniacs, especially if you're one of the immortal Myrtle Maniacs, thank you all so much for being here today. I already see we've got some great people here in the live chats today, and we're going to talk a little bit about some comic books. But the first one that I want to talk about here is one that came out on Blaze Publishing right here. This is the Sumerian, Iron Shadows in the Moon. This book is absolutely great. This series has been very good on Blaze Publishing. It's Conan, based on Robert E. Howard's original works. So it's based on that, and they just kind of take and they boil it down a little bit, they chop it up, but they have, they have the original scripts in here towards the end of each book. Towards the end of each book, they have all the original scripts in here, where you can go and not only can you read the comic book, but you get to read the actual source material that they took it from. Now, you get in here, what I really enjoyed about this series, as you can see right there, this is one of the pages on there was at the very end of the story here. They've changed. This is I believe this is in volume 3 already, and they change writers and artists every single series, and they've all been doing a 3-issue series. And this one right here, we see Conan with this this escapee. I guess she was set up to, and married to this king, this guy, but she didn't want to be married to him, and he ended up basically, she was basically raped by all the king's men and just everybody. She was like, yeah, and she escaped that place. She didn't want to hang out there too long, and Conan ended up saving her. Well, they ended up taking off. They were wanted by everybody, and they go into the forest, and they're looking for shelter and everything, trying to get away from these people. And well, they get caught up in a whole bunch of shit. Conan ends up getting taken prisoner by these guys that are after him, and they end up going spending the night. These guys end up spending the night in this temple that is there. You can see right here. They go off and spend this in this temple, and this temple's like haunted and shit. It's pretty crazy. Well, also, what is going on there? And these are the iron shadows of the moon, man. It's pretty crazy. Like, look at this stuff right here. Look at this. Yeah, look at that. Look at that greatness, right? Just some very good stuff here. in this book, and you also got this big old, he ends up fighting with this gorilla. It's almost like King Kong. This big old gorilla or this ape was following this woman Olivia that has basically like she's decided she's gonna like you see here at the end of the story she's like, you know what, like fuck it, I ain't got nowhere else to go. Nobody wants me. I'm kind of I'm an outcast at this point, and so are you. So they got their ship, they got their people, and they went ahead and you know they lived happily ever after. Yeah. And it's a great read. I'm telling you, this is definitely one you should read. Again, that is The Cimmerian on Ablaze Publishing. See right there? See it says Ablaze? Ablaze Publishing. You can find this at your LCS. It's a great book. Look, I know maybe you want to read that Marvel stuff at that Marvel Conan where maybe Conan's going to cross swords with Bobby Drake. I know that's what you want to read. But just give this one a chance. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Do people still say that? What was that all about? Sorry, not sorry. Stop being a passive little bitch. Anyway. God, where'd these other ones? Where'd all the books go that I had? I know. Oh, yeah. I've got all these books here. Sorry, I got them kind of laid out in different spots. The next one. AWA Upshots The Resistance. This is Resistance Uprising, issue number 3 of 6. This series has been really good. I've liked The Resistance. This is one of the first series that started off the AWA Upshot universe, written by J. Michael Straczynski. It's got art by C.P. Smith and colors by Snakebite Cortez. Now, they are the same writer and colorist who did Archangel 8, which was another one of the first series that came out on AWA Upshot, but it was written by Michael Morisi. So very good stuff. Now this one it's kind of like, it's similar to X-Men or maybe like Inhumans in a sense, something like that, where you see that like there was this virus that went around, that swept around the world, right? This pandemic. A lot of people got sick. A lot of people died. Some of the people who lived were known as reborns. They were basically ended up, their DNA was altered, maybe, and they ended up getting these powers. And it's kind of gone on from there. Of course, the government is there trying to get them and regulate them, and just all kind of just the government is as government does. And there's a new president in there, and he's trying to, he's trying to be all totalitarian and shit. He's trying to be all dictator and shit. And he's trying to, what we see here is he's trying to actually get an agency to get out and get some of these reborns to basically enlist them to help hunt down other reborns and tell them like, hey, like, we know your powers. We know you are. We're here to, like, we're going to control you, and you do what we say. Don't fuck with us. All right? You're our bitch. And that's basically kind of what they're going after. Well, in this issue right here, really good in issue number 3, we get introduced to this new character and his power set and exactly what he does. And I got to tell you, like, this issue right here got really good when we get introduced to this new character. He's given this new suit. And he didn't like it, so he took it out for a test spin, and this is what he came back with. So very good stuff. And of course, this has other, like I said, it was one of those first books to kick off the AWA Upshot universe, and they've got other books that tie into this as well. They've had like Moths is one of the books that ties into this, but also you get things like Erratic, which the trade paperback just came out for, I believe, last week. That it is also tied into this larger universe as well. Even if you take a look at like Year Zero, it seems like it's kind of in the same thing. You look at like Chariot, also feels kind of in this same kind of world. You can really start to feel it. And here throughout this series, I've kind of really felt a lot more of that, those connections kind of going on throughout this series, this second volume here of the Resistance. But altogether, very, very good stuff. And again, written by J. Michael Straczynski. I mean, isn't he a good writer? Hell, I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. I'm telling you. I think it's good. I think it's good. You know, one other one that you should actually make sure that you check out this week as well. If you haven't already, I'm telling you, it's one I've really enjoyed. I dropped a review of this like on Tuesday, I believe. But that's Resonance. Issue number 10. This is the end of the series. I'm willing to bet you that I'm probably going to give away a copy of Volume 1 and Volume 2, the trade paperbacks of this series when Volume 2 comes out. So, you know, you might want to hang out and, you know, subscribe and shit. You know, hang out and get your Myrtle bit. And, yeah. So you can get entered into that giveaway for Resonant. This book is one of my favorite books since it came out. Since I read issue number 1, I really took a liking to this series for different reasons, but altogether it's a very good series, and I like the way that this ended up. I mean, it just wasn't like, I wish this book was longer. That's my only real criticism. It sucks because it's not long enough, damn it. It should have been a 48-page, super giant sized, I don't know. Now, the next one we've got here. This next one we've got here is one that, I don't know, seems to have people divided, but that's Berserker issue number 3. This is Jeff DeCall did this cover, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, isn't it Jeff? Jeff DeCall? I think that's his name. Let's see. Yeah, Jeff DeCall. How do I know that? Anyway, written by Keanu Reeves and Matt Kent. Illustrated by Ron Garney with colors by Bill Crabtree and lettered by Clem Robbins. This book is basically like Keanu Reeves is the main character. He's going to be the main character probably in the TV show and the movie and everything that comes out. There's going to be an anime show coming out of it. They did a Kickstarter of this book, and then they still put it out at local comic book shops to help them out. How dare they? They made so much money. So many people upset. Now, one thing that they did when this series started off, when it was announced, a lot of people were wondering what happened to this series. Why is it taking so long to come out? It was delayed and delayed and delayed. You know, people were wondering what was going on. Now, one of the things that I know is that they actually switched artists from when it was originally solicited. They had somebody else completely different solicited to do the art for this series than Ron Garney. And I believe his name was Alessandro something. I can't remember. But regardless, they ended up getting a new artist. So I guarantee what they did is they probably brought Ron Garney and said, bro, we need you to completely redo all the art for these first couple of issues that we already had solicited, that we had coming out. And Ron Garney came in and took over this series. Now, I've never really, I'm not really wholly familiar with Ron Garney or anything, but I've read some of the books, you know, recent stuff that he has done the art on. One of them was that I believe he did a Juggernaut series recently. He was doing the art on that. But he's got great art. It's not overly detailed, but it's not super simple either. At times it seems like it is. Then at other times it seems like, I don't know, like right here, like you get into some of these scenes right here, like seeing this, some of the line work and everything, you're like, yeah, I don't know. But then you get into just like some of the closer ups, and it's like, okay, like, yeah, like, I don't know, like even like you get like right up here, you know, it's like, it's not super highly detailed, but then you get in like some of this closer stuff right here, and it looks, I mean, I don't know, it just looks a lot better. And there's just countless times throughout here that you can see that, like look at all the some of the work on here, on this page right here, you know. Like I said, it's just, I don't know, he's got a style, and it looks and it works for the stuff that I have seen him do. Now, the thing here on this issue number 3 that's really great is we're kind of still getting to know the main character here, Berserker, Keanu Reeves' character, basically. And we're getting basically all backstory here in this issue, where he's kind of learning more of his past about who he is and remembering things because he don't quite know. We also know that they send him out on missions and they give him this medication these things to kind of help keep him regulated. But we also see that when he was first born, his father also had a sort of medication for him as well. And it ultimately comes down to death and destruction. And that's kind of what we see here throughout this issue is him being a kid being used. They have a nickname for him, and he's wondering why they have this nickname for him, and if this is all he is. And I'm telling you, like, look, like this book is so good, and along with the writing, just like the art I just showed you, the thing that's so good about it is like it's not the super. It's not like the best. It's not like like look, you're not like they're not gonna win any awards. You know what? The award they're gonna win for this book is fucking money in their pockets that they've already fucking got. All right. That's what they're gonna win for this. They're not winning any awards. Like Ron Garney's art's not gonna fucking win them nothing. The story isn't gonna win them nothing. But you know one thing this is like, look, you ever heard of, like, okay, one of the things I like this band Madball. It's this New York hardcore band from back in the day where they were actually somewhat like some of the same members from Agnostic Front, and they did Madball and anyway. The thing is they're a hardcore band, and they've got all these songs that, like, their longest song is probably like fucking 90 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, like 2 minutes. Is like, that's average. Maybe 2 minutes is like starting to push it. But the thing is they do the basics. It's just all you need. They get like they're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They're just giving you bam, 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 what you need, serving you and sending you on your way, saying thank you. Next song. And that's what they're doing here. They're not reinventing the wheel here. They're not doing some different prolific story that's like gonna change the world. But they're doing just this kind of story that is very, very good, and it's very interesting. It's like without doing too much, there's not a lot of dialogue in this issue, but there's also a lot that happens as well, being told through art. Now, one of the other books, kind of recently that I've done read that does this same kind of thing, especially in its volume 1, is Kanto. This book right here is like a superhero tale, and it's about this little guy right here, Kanto. He's like this little tin man who's going out to get his. He freed his people from slavery, and then he's going out to try to replace their hearts, because their hearts were all taken out and replaced with clocks, right? So he went out and he went on this warrior's tale. Like he went out and he saved, got his people out of being enslaved, and then they're still working on trying to get the hearts. And here in volume 2, Kanto 2, the Hollow Men, it's kind of the same thing. They're just telling a good kind of like superhero, just just a good hero tale, really. Not even superhero tale. Just a good hero's tale. You got the hero's journey here. Just well written, and it's good, and it's entertaining. Not trying to reinvent the wheel, not trying to do something different. At times, the art is telling a lot of the story and what's going on here. And again, the art is great in both of these things, right? It's great. Absolutely great stuff. By the way, if you're here, if you're one of the Myrtle Maniacs hanging out here in the live streams and the live chats and everything, you're acquiring something we call Myrtle Bit. You acquire Myrtle Bit by hanging out here in the live streams, being subscribed, and chatting with all the cool motherfuckers that you see down there in the chats. And that's the only way that you, when you acquire Myrtle Bit, that's the only way that you can acquire it. And that's the only way you get entered in to these giveaways, is being subscribed and acquiring Myrtle Bit. And this is going to be one of the things we're going to be giving away. So, I want to come hang out on some live streams. Collect your Myrtle Bit. But Berserker is a very good book. Now, the thing is, like, again, it's not flashy. It's not great. It's not the best, but it is great because it does just that. It gives you bam, 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 what you need. That's it. There you go. Have a good rest of your day, ma'am. It's ma'am, right? Just some great stuff. Just some great stuff. Anyway, guys, we're going to get into a little bit more comic stuff, but I want to say what's up to all the people here in the live chats here this evening. See who all we've got with us. Let me see who all we've got here in the building. All right, first, we've got my man, Jonathan Valasquez. What is up, my brother? We've got Parker. Park Outdoors. What is up, man? How are you doing? We've got my man, Wayne from Reefer Man Reviews. Guys, make sure you go check out Reefer Man Reviews. We've also got Chuck Keyworth. What is up, my man? How are you doing? Hope all is going well. We've also got Dixie in the house. I hope all is going well with you as well. Okay. And before the Loki spoilers, yeah, he'll be good. Is it weird to say you're first and you're not first? I don't know. Is it? I don't know. I always feel it's like kind of weird when that stuff people do that. You know, the first thing. Yet sometimes I still kind of do it. I don't know. It's funny like that. Yeah. All these metal musics and repetitive. Yeah. Yeah. You sound so soft. Why are you so quiet? Is it? Is it all quiet? I don't know. Shouldn't be quiet. Might be. It looks like it's a little low. Maybe. Maybe it is. Oh, yeah. That better? There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot better, isn't it? There we go. All right. That's why. 3 words. Jupiter's fucking Requiem #1. Okay. Okay. I didn't read it. Didn't read. All right. Yeah. Hopefully that took care of it. Hopefully I turned it up and that took care of it. Hopefully that took care of it. Yeah. 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 Should be good. Should be gooder now. Had to create my TV. All right. All right. I was gonna say I can even go a little bit higher if I need to. Is that a little bit better? There we go. There you go. That's probably a little too high now. Ah, Blaze, yes, dude, yeah. Already there. Yeah, get the mRNA jab kappa. What? I must have missed something there. What are we talking about? All right, it should be better now. It should be better. Trust the government. They always have my best interest in mind. Do they? Do they? You can have my yeah. Go ahead, Dixie. Yeah, bourbon. There you go. Cool story, bro. Dimple pinch. What? What are we talking about? Saw that my LCSA. I was looking for something else. Which one? For Berserker? For Berserker or the Sumerian? The Sumerian's great. If that's what we're talking about. Yeah. Or Resonant. Resonant's great too. I love Resonant. Scratch. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. We're talking alcohol here now. Gray, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a very good evening. So yeah, guys, like with all these comic books, right? I was sitting there. You know, one of the things I now have to go out and do, being like, you know, an ambassador for Aftershock Comics, is I get to go into local comic book shops and talk to people there about the comics. You know, like, hey, you know, like, what books are doing good? Is there any, like, is this one selling well? Is it not selling well? Is there any reason why? Has anybody said why? You know, like, could you talk to your people and find out why they don't like it? Is there anything we could do to help them, you know, like, to help you get people in more on board with this stuff? And, you know, so that's pretty much what it is for the most part. And one of the things is, it was great because I finally met one of the owners of one of the stores that I go into. They've got like 3 branches, right? I was having this really great conversation. I was like, you know what? I like what this guy's saying because he's absolutely right. It's something I've actually talked about before here on the show before. And that is that comic book publishers don't really market their books that well, right? And here's one of the things that I actually heard from. I think I heard somebody else saying this as well in one of the other shops I went to. But one of the things he pointed out is like a lot of these publishers are great at promoting their books to the comic store, saying, "Hey, here's our book. Here's a preview. Check it out." Right? Go read it. Tell your people about it. And they don't do enough to promote the book to the readers, right? And I was like, that's a good point. That's a good point. I totally understood that, and I get it, and I feel the same way because it's something I've talked about with like Marvel before in the past, where I've seen a book I seen on Marvel Entertainment. They dropped a trailer for a comic book that came out like nearly a month before they dropped the video for it on like here on YouTube. I'm like, this is terrible. This is terrible. Like Kevin Feige don't put out a movie and then start advertising it. He advertises it and then he puts out the movie. And that's kind of what you got to do. But you got to advertise it to the people that you want to see the movie, right? To the people you want to see the movie. Your advertisers, they want to see the damn movie, but they want their product placement in it, right? The investors, yeah, they want to see the movie, but they want other people to see the dang movie because they want to make their money back, right? You want to get the people buying the shit, right? And to do that, you've got to market it to the consumer. And and I was like that's I mean, and the guy wasn't saying it in these exact words, but I'm like, yes, I'm like, this is exactly the point. Like it's all good and fine and dandy to to talk to the people in the comic shops. Absolutely. I mean, you want to talk to them like, hey, we got this book coming out. I mean, that's a big thing, especially if you're in the indie scene. Like, hey, we've got this book coming out. I would make you aware of it. If you want to order some, put it on the shelves. I've been talking about it online. I've got the did this interview with so and so the other day. Was on this podcast the other week. So and so did this write up on us. You tell them about it and then say, hey, here's a free copy for you to check out. Hey, look. I will send you. You could send. Well, I don't know if they probably can't do that in a lot of cases. And say send out because they don't have them yet. And say send them out of a free, but they can send them out a PDF and say, here, check it out. You have a couple of customers or something that you're the guys in the shop. They can read it and share. Like you ultimately want to get it to them. Like comic shops are like, yeah, we'll buy it and we'll sell it. But like people we need to want to sell, and that's the thing is building the hype for that. For the customer. Not for the shop. The shop's like, yeah, we'll order it and sell it, but like, it's got to sell. We've got to get people to want. Like, you've got to sell the book, not me. I sell the book, but first I need you to sell the book, right? And I was like, yeah. And like I said, the guy wasn't saying these exact terms, but that's ultimately what it comes down to, and that's ultimately what all this stuff comes down to. And again, it's a people business. Like I said, the comic shop, they'll buy the shit and they'll sell it if people want it. But that's what happens a lot of times is they'll buy a book, first issue, especially because speculators, Now here's the other thing too, is I feel like a lot of people, it's kind of a cookie cutter answer also. Is the first issue does good because they're speculators, and then after that, 2 and 3 died down also. But I don't know, sometimes I kind of feel like the thing is like, there's a lot that goes into it, because as the comic shop, you would think you would want to try to do all you could to get the consumers to come back and buy an issue number 2 and issue number 3 or something like that, right? So, I don't know, you do something, but also as the publisher, you still got to do something to get people psyched up. And to me, it's kind of a rough deal too, because like do the publishers have to go out there then and advertise like every issue of a book that's coming out? Because that's ultimately what it comes down to. Because that's ultimately where it comes down to, is like everybody sees the issue number one, they want the issue number one. Maybe it's that cover, maybe they're specking on it, they think it's going to be a big hit, and maybe it does become a big hit and it takes off. Maybe it doesn't. But even if it does, there's some that like issue number one does really good, and then issue number two is like, it's still popular, but it's like, it's not as interesting to people. So the thing is, you kind of got to keep and build the hype up, right? You got to kind of keep that going, and you got to do that by marketing to the people that you want to buy it, not the people you want to sell it, right? The people that want to sell, they want to sell books. The comic shops, they want to sell books. I get it. So, a lot of that makes sense. Now, the other thing this guy was bringing up was something I thought was very interesting also. I was like, I hear you, man. And he was talking about, and he wasn't talking about just like the Aftershock books in general. He was talking about like, or it specifically, but like a lot of publishers out there, especially amongst like the indies, you get a lot of books, and it's like they all seem like they're copies of the same book. Not necessarily that they're the same, but like like there's 3 different books out right now about kaiju, right? There's 5 different books about like orcs and ogres and shit like that. There's how many books about just like, and a lot of them seem like the same thing. And so maybe, not that it's confusing to readers, but it's kind of like, okay, like there's also kind of an oversaturation maybe in that particular niche of a genre, And I think that's one of the big things too, is it's not necessarily, because there can be good stories out there, but it's also getting people interested in it, right? Getting people interested in it and actually wanting to read it. So you got to do something a little bit different. And you also got to make sure at that point then, if there's other people out there doing the same thing, which you don't know that when you're making the book, you don't know that like 3 other people are going to make a book that's similar. You've also got to get that great on-point art as well, right? And, that's a big thing. Now, obviously, it would be great if you could get like big names out there, right? You can get these big writers, these big artists and stuff like that. But a lot of the big names are doing the big books. So, like, you've got to get, what you can get, people who want to do some of the, indie creator-owned stuff like that, and then finding the caliber of artists that are that great to match these stories being told as well. So a lot of it is, budgets and stuff like that, and time. Honestly, I mean, you can't expect like a lot of like people who do like cover artists. You know what I mean? They do such great covers, but you can't expect Lucio Perillo to go out there. I think that's how you say his name. Go out there and do like the interiors on a book and make them look like his covers, and have it be like a monthly, let alone probably even like a bi-monthly thing. You might get an issue that looks like that maybe every, I don't know, once a quarter, if you want him to do every single page, and that page rate would probably be pretty high, and that's what we're talking about here. But it don't always take that, because you see a lot of the art out, like I was showing you, that Ron Garney art, it's not like the best. It's not, but then you look at it like, it's like, but it's great though. It's good. It gets the job done, and like at the times that it really needs to, it really does look good. And sometimes it's a mixture of your colorist and your artist as well. Maybe if you got an inker, sometimes you get too many, too many people putting hands on it though as well. But yeah, and that's the thing. So you need something to kind of set the stuff apart from what everybody else is doing. And I think that's ultimately the hardest thing. And So it's kind of like, you know, and we're talking like, and that's one of the things, like, it's like the industry, like the comic book industry, it's not that it's like dead, but it's not like really growing, and it's like growing this way, but not that way. You know, yeah, if you know what I mean. Because you're getting a lot of these similar kind of things and stuff like that, and I get it. I get it. Not always. More doesn't always necessarily mean better. And I know because, like, say, when I used to work, we would unload trucks, right? And there would be times we'd be unloading these trucks, and I had my crew of guys and shit, and we would have like 6 dudes, but it'd be my 6 fucking best guys that I have working that night. And the managers would be like, "Oh my god, like, we need to get you help. We need to get you help." They'd try to bring motherfuckers back there, and it was like, no, like, and you had to just tell the managers, like, "I've got my 6 best guys here. We don't need, like, they're just gonna get in our way. They will just get in our way. We will hurry and get the trucks unloaded, and then, you know, if we need help pulling the pallets to the floor later, then how about we do that? How about we do that instead of you sending people back there and getting them in our way, and then they don't know how to stack pallets properly, and then the shit's all, you know, like, looking like that. Like, so please, like, right? Anyway, but the point being is, you know, anyway, you can't sometimes get too many people involved on a book, and it just messes stuff up. Messes stuff up. But again, this a lot of it, if you look at it, there is a lot of books out there that are very similar to a lot of these stories out there. And again, it's not like it's easy. I mean, you think of something. I've actually been thinking of a book. Though. Got some ideas, guys. An idea of a story that I want to do. And I don't really, I honestly see nothing else out there like, I mean, probably similar stories, but not like in the same type of setting or anything. So I'm going to put together like a little script and just start building it from there. And then I might actually start doing some drawing and see if I can draw some. Even if I just do the storyboards, I have to find an artist or something. I might have something coming out. But the thing is like, you do see a lot of books out there, and I get it, because there's like a lot of, like, you know, supernatural kids going on investigations. Like, you got I know, like, right now, like, say on Boom Studios, they got like Spectre Inspectors, and they've got like this other book as well that's going on. I don't know, even like almost like Proctor Valley Road too, but like they've got several different books kind of going on at the same time, and they all seem a little bit the same. You know what I mean? They all seem a little bit the same. And so it's really hard out there to get those original great stories out there. And occasionally you'll really get some really good books out there to read. And there's some good ones that come out, and that's when it's great. And the thing is, like, what's worse is sometimes, and this was the thing I was talking with this guy about, sometimes you get a great book, like I was just talking about The Resistance right here, right? You get somebody who's a great writer, like a J. Michael Straczynski, writing a comic book that's fucking great that nobody's reading. Like, it doesn't seem like there's very many people reading it. Like, even in the comic community, like here on YouTube, like, you see a lot of the guys, you know, they're reading, like, you know, there's some of them like, yeah, read it, you know, like, waiting on the trade. And if you're waiting for the trade paperbacks, that's cool, because their trade paperbacks are only $9.99. But the point being is, they've got, you know, so like, it doesn't seem like you hear a whole lot of people talking about it. But if you go read the story of The Resistance, all the books that have come out, it's fucking great, right? It's great, but you still don't hear anybody talking about it. Again, I think a lot of it does come down to getting the stories out there and pushing them, because some of us are reading them, but not everybody's listening to us. You know what I mean? I know a part of it too is everybody's thinking about it all has to be like on TV and on the movies and all that stuff. But like all these characters that are now in these movies, they didn't start off that way. That's been like the last, like, okay, for the big Marvel ones, that's been like the last like 12 years tops that they've been developing them. But I mean, they've had other, they had the Punisher, and they had, some of those back in the day too. The Spider-Mans that have been coming out, and all through, the 70s and stuff. We had the Hulk, we had, Batman and stuff like that. But even back then, a lot of these things were largely laughed at and not taken seriously, right? And they actually built all that from the history. But again, you get into a lot of these other things too, where it is kind of hard that way too, because you get a lot of mini series out there, and a lot of people do that. You do a mini series because you don't know if people want it, and you got to kind of test the waters, right? So it's very tricky. You got to find your audience, and once you find the audience, you got to get them, and you got to find out what they really enjoy about it, and what is it you like about it, because it's not the easiest thing in the world. It's certainly not the easiest thing in the world, and it's hard to do. It's definitely hard to do, but it can be done. It can be done. So anyway, let's get here into the live chats again, see what all you guys are saying. And I got a little bit more things that we're going to talk about. I want to talk a little bit more about some crowdfunded comic books, because the other couple weeks ago, I was chatting with a friend here, one of the Myrtle Maniacs, and we're having a talk. We were having a real conversation. We're having this real conversation, a real good conversation too, and we're having this conversation in person. Which was really great to have this conversation with this person in person. It was great. But one of the things that they asked, like, hey, like they were talking about, the channel and our channel memberships and everything, and how I talk a lot about the channel memberships and the Immortal Myrtle Maniacs, and what we're doing with the channel memberships in going out there and helping crowdfund comic books. Guys, if you would like to become a channel member, there is a link right next to the subscribe button, or you can even click the link down in the description and become a channel member. And one of the things we're doing with your channel membership is the cost of a comic book a month. Is we are actually going out and crowdfunding comic books. We're going out and getting different Kickstarter, Indiegogo campaigns, finding different crowdfunded books to go out there and back, so we can get them here and review them. And do another some. I actually got this one we're going to talk about here in just a minute on some segments that I've got called "Show Me the Value," showing you what you get out of these books, their projects, what their creators got going on, and if it's worth your hard-earned dollars, because we all know that crowdfunding comic books can be expensive. So I guess you could almost say we're almost crowdfunding comic books, or we're pooling, are we carpooling money for crowdfunding comic books? I don't know. But one of the things this guy was asking, like, hey, are you really backing those books and stuff? Are you really backing some of the projects and stuff? I'm like, yeah, absolutely I am. I absolutely am. And so I've got some of these here that we're going to talk about, but also, along with that, if you are one of the Immortal Myrtle Maniacs, one of the things we're going to be doing, if you're one of the channel members, is we are actually going to be doing some giveaways on some of the crowdfunded books that we're going to be backing. So the only way to get entered into those giveaways is to be one of the Immortal Myrtle Maniacs, one of the channel members. One of the first ones that we're going to give away to channel members is actually this book right here. This is Area 51, the Helix Project. This is issue number 1. We've got issue number 2 we're going to have some giveaways coming up for. This is one of the projects that the Immortal Myrtle Maniacs have helped back, have helped bring to life, right? We're going to be doing a giveaway on that. And also, we're going to be doing a giveaway for another one here pretty soon for the Immortal Myrtle Maniacs 2. Another one for Brian Pulido's Lady Death Cataclysmic. I think it's Cataclysmic. Going to be doing a giveaway for one of those. One of the lucky Immortal Myrtle Maniacs is going to be getting that. If I'm not mistaken, we're going to have a copy of La Muerta. I forgot the name of the. We're gonna have a copy of that we're gonna give away to one of the channel members. Yeah. $3.99 a month, folks. Hey, I'm just saying. Hey, do you know how expensive them Brian Pulido books are? They're expensive, man. They're expensive. They're beautiful. Got great art in them. I'll tell you that much. Anyway. Let's get in here. Let's get in here and see what y'all are saying. Okay. We're talking about Scotch. Okay. Gray is in the house. I hope all is going well with you. Snow Dove, Jenner check. What's up, man? See, I knew. See, that's just a little. I knew it was just a little too high. There we go. That should be a little bit better. Loki, more like Toki. Am I right? Yeah. Absolutely. It ain't a good movie without some boo. It ain't a good movie without some booey. I like that. I too have made a comment. Ooh, Cue Ball's here getting his Myrtle bit. He's here getting his Myrtle bit. Yeah. Oh no. All right. Mitch Gerwitz, thank you so much for being here. Says, I agree 100%. Why is the book not selling? The answer is often no one was asking or aware of it. Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things. Like, one of the things I was talking to this guy at the shop about too was the fact that, you know, like, not everybody gets in and reads the previews. This thing right here every month costs $3.99. Not everybody gets in here and reads this every month to see what comic books are coming out. A lot of people, I don't think a lot of people care that much about it. They just go to their local comic book shop, and when they come across a book they like, I think they put it out. Or unless they're nerdy into it, their chances are they're probably here on YouTube or maybe on Twitter, talking or interacting with somebody. I certainly know there's some of the, like the online retailers and some of the bigger personalities that talk a lot about some of the upcoming comic books and stuff like that. Certainly speculators and stuff out there like that. But that's one of the things though too is, people being aware of it. And I'll be quite honest with you. Has anybody here ever went to the previews? Like, have you guys ever went to the previews YouTube channel for like the Diamond people, the Diamond solicitors that they do? Look, like, no offense to the people that do their shows, the people that do their shows and stuff. They're good on camera. They seem like great people, but their shows are pretty like uninteresting. they're pretty uninteresting shows, but the people present well and everything. I mean, but the shows is pretty uninteresting. I don't like their views and shit. Like their views are worse than mine. I look at their shit. I'm like, man, I thought my shit was terrible. I thought my fucking views were bad for videos. Damn. No, but really, and that's the thing is like, because you know a lot of people are going to these, like, some people just aren't paying attention. They're not engaged in that way. Now, there's obvious reasons for some of that, but yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, I think awareness is a big thing of it. Snowdub says Stone Temple Pilots did that song, but close enough. Same city, origin, Seattle. What? Seattle? What are we talking about? Which one? Yeah. Oh no, what's Cue Ball doing? What? Man, I don't pay attention to Cue Ball. Lord Veedo, my man, what is up? How are you doing? My blood pressure, check and see. Oh man, it's Friday night. Yeah. Let's talk gardening. I have 10 different varieties of peppers. Nice. I like peppers. Chop them up, put them in my salad. Absolutely. I want to sell books and I want to buy them, so it works out for everybody. Absolutely. 8 different varieties of peppers. Nice. Hell yeah. The more the merrier. Heck yeah. Yeah. Peppers is one thing I ain't got in my garden. All right. Yeah. Post-apocalyptic. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, there's so many post-apocalyptic books out there. It gets kind of yeah. It's kind of and the thing is like I'm okay with that because I like post-apocalyptic shit too. And what you think about the community about a community stream or have me on to do an AWA upshot after the Resistance of Volume ends? Yeah, absolutely, Wayne. We need to get Wayne. We need to get together and do some shit anyway. Absolutely. I think we discussed the correctiveness of the other books with. Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. We could do that. Grace says I was stocking and receiving manager for like 6 years, and I know a forklift and pallet jack thoroughly. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing is like sometimes people get in your way, and that's the thing is I've told people that too. Had people come back there to help. Had people like, hey, Tom told me to come back here and help you guys unload the truck. I'm like, my man, look, I appreciate you coming back here to help, but like, we don't need your help right now. If I need your help later, we'll, pulling pallets. If we need your help later, I'll come get you, like, when we get back from lunch, or they may come get you while we're at lunch. But if we need your help then, just do what you need to do. Because, like, right now, like, and just kind of explain to them, like these guys can get that done. We'll need your help later, though, if you can. And I would always tell them, though, too. Well, and once we get that done, we'll send some of our people to help you out. Because they get, they have to do their go backs and stuff. They have to do the zoning and stuff like that. But like, I'll send my people to help you out a little bit too, Because like our people, they know their stuff. Because we unloaded the trucks. Everything in the store went through our hands first. We know where all this stuff goes. So And I always like to make sure that my people knew their shit. Like they had to know what departments were what. Like the thing is like when I was running that shit, I always had my people trained. Like, look, when you see those boxes coming down that line, you need to look at that box and know what's in that box and what pallet it goes on. And there was one guy that came in one time. I remember he thought I was joking. He goes, "You want me to know you expect me to know what that box is and what and what pallet it goes on as it's coming down the line without looking at the label?" You can see a couple of the other guys on the crew. They just started laughing. They started laughing and they're like, yeah. Because that was the thing is like I mean like for one we would train them that way to get them to recognize the box, to know what's in it and where it goes. But also if you're there long enough, you start to see like, oh yeah, I know what that is. I know what those are. I know the big Sterilite boxes, the 3-drawer units. The paint cans, the spray paint, the pens, the pens, all the different, what all the different boxes are. The pillows, what boxes are the pillows that the pillows come in. You know what those look like. Right? Those damn Hot Wheels. Ooh, Hot Wheels. Ooh, man, we get done unloading them Hot Wheels. I would have to have the Hot Wheels as the Hot Wheels come off the truck, take them, put them right here next to the cage where we put the expensive electronic shit. I need to know how many boxes came in, and then we get those boxes and we take them and secure them, because these people, they even get people on the inside. Too. Try to come after their Hot Wheels. Nope. Man, I'm telling you. Yeah. Anyway. Yes, you better know what that box is coming down the line. Yeah. I used to stock for a living, but didn't pay nearly enough. Oh, you're terrible. Did not make enough as a manager, so it definitely doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, the manager, I stocked alone at night. Oh, man. Mike Porter. Mike Porter in the building. What's up, man? My man, what is up? Where you been, Mike Porter? Did you take a nap again? You took a nap again, didn't you? You're gonna be awake all night, man. You're gonna be awake all night. I was awake, ready to go, and fell asleep. See, I knew it. You took a nap, and now you're gonna be awake all night again. You're gonna be awake all night. Don't blame that on. Don't do it. Don't blame that on me. Let's see. Oh man, chat just jumped on me. Crowdfunding comics can be expensive. Yeah, it can be. It can be. You know what? I know this. Look, we got this. We're recently the Myrtle Maniacs. The Myrtle Maniacs recently backed this book right here. This Kickstarter called "Suck It Up, Old Man." This son of a bitch charged. Can you believe how much? Like $15. $15, man. But I think part of it was because this guy has the biggest and most successful Kickstarter crowdfunded project ever with his first book about vacuums. Biggest one. Yeah, checking that Myrtle bit. Yeah, Bad Batch. What are you talking about? The Bad Batch? I absolutely freaking love the Bad Batch episode. All right. Oh yeah. I was gonna say I haven't watched any of it. I always hear Santa. I always hear Santa talking about it though. I know everybody's loving it because I've never watched the anime, so I'd like watch it and I wouldn't really know what's going on. Like I did watch some of the first episode, like the Order 66 stuff. I got that. I was like, oh hey, I know that. I know what's going on there. Yeah, I know what's going on there. I'm drinking to celebrate living. Yeah, absolutely. Be happy it's an iPad. What? Oh, an IPA? An iPad? You're drinking an iPad? Are you drinking an iPad? That's funny. Making Irish car bombs. Been way busier than lately. You can't be making Irish. What are you talking about, dude? You're making bombs, dude. You're making bombs. Yeah. Gardening season, so be busy. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. Dixie. Dixie. That's funny. Yeah, I see Dixie. That's funny. Post-apocalyptic stories are one of my favorites, and in fact, I had a novel I was writing. I was writing Once Upon a Time, set in a post-apocalypse world where technology was lost to us in the Dark Ages, rose again. You know what? Was it called the Dark Ages on Red 5 Comics? Because I'm reading that right now. I think issue number 7 finally comes out like next month. Mad Max proves only Australia will survive a nuclear apocalypse. But like Mad Max, I thought he retired. Didn't Mad Max retire? I thought he retired from YouTube. How's he gonna save any? Oh, you mean the movie? Oh, I thought you were. Never mind. I thought you were talking about. Anyway, was a PetSmart receiving manager. I did not weigh enough to drive the forklift safety feature. Huh? That's weird. And I had to have a box of litter on my lap. What? That's weird. They could have come up with something more clever than that. Huh? All right. You know what? I'll be honest with you. When I was in charge of a lot of this stuff, a lot of the managers didn't like it. Like they didn't like. Here's the thing: is like, because managers, they just don't understand shit. Managers don't fucking understand how to run crews. Like they go to that assistant manager training program and like they go stupid. They go stupid. Like they go into these programs and like, hey, everything that you learned before you got here, completely unlearn it. Just go tell these people what to do and that's it. If they don't want to do what you tell them to do, tell them to take a hike. Just fire them. That's what they would do. But yeah, I don't know. I could go on for days about all that kinds of stuff. But like you say, the receiving manager and having to run the forklift and everything. Like a lot of the reason that like my managers and stuff didn't like me. Like a lot of my people really liked and respected me and enjoyed working for me. One of the things is I actually used to go work with them. I used to bust my ass. I could run fucking circles around these guys. I would help set the example But the one thing they didn't want me to do was work. They just wanted me to bark orders. And I get it, and I can do that to a point. But even when I left the receiving area, I always went back there and still took charge of the shit because that was my thing. That's where I came from. I always went back there and made sure that I kept that shit running good, even when it wasn't mine. And I kept them people in check, and they liked and they fucking respected me because I cared about it. It was my baby. The person that took it over after I left was a friend of mine. And I made sure that he was doing a good job, and I knew he would do a good job, but I always still took care of it and made sure because I wanted all these people to know, like, look, this dude's in charge. He's doing a great job. You can count on him for anything. If you need anything, you can count on me too. He counts on me too. I'm one of his supervisors too. All right. So I still see. And so people don't understand. Like they go into these management programs and like all of a sudden they're like, don't work, just go yell at people, and that doesn't work. That doesn't. And then they're gonna sit there and talk about like, well, when morale's low, you gotta blah. Like, look, you son of a bitch. You don't know anything about keeping morale high if you want me to just bark orders at people and wonder why their morale is low, right? There's a time and a place for that. There's a time and a place to go ahead and, tell, and you don't even have to bark orders, to tell people what to do. I mean, there's certainly times for that, but also one of the most important things, especially if you're a supervisor and you have an expectation that you expect of somebody, is you got to be able to show them what the expectation is and how to work up to that expectation. They always seem to forget that. They always seem to forget that, right? They always seem to forget that. All right. Make Liddy living happen. What? There's something about having way too hard at that. Who was it? Box at Acme till it was too late. Beep beep. Oh man, you serious? You guys are crazy, man. Yeah, it's comical. Me trying to operate equipment just under 100 pounds. Yeah, wow. That's crazy. That's interesting features that they have on there. I mean, I get it, but interesting. I made an appearance live. I'm feeling more confident being on camera by the week. Yeah, for the first, and you know what we can do? We can start with something pre-recorded. We can start with something pre-recorded, like pre-recorded all, and do it like live style. We can do that. The best comics ever about a vacuum cleaner. Yeah, absolutely. Red Flag Comics stole my damn script. Yeah, they did. It's Red 5. Yeah, they did. Now I'm waking, stay up to the morning counting boxes. Yeah. That's funny. I was a rag employee and in my manager position, I knew my job through. Yeah, absolutely. You have to. We were calling my crew and paperwork after all the work was finished. Yeah, absolutely. And that was the thing. Like, one of the things we had people that worked there. Even people that seen. Like, right, there was people that would see my crew. They'd see, like, how much fun they were having, just how great it was. Like most of the time, my crews weren't pissed off to be at work. Most of the time they were good. Like, you get there and work. Once you get them forged to what you need, they come in and they work great, right? And other people see that. Other people see some of that stuff, and they're like, oh man, like, oh Trina, you're great, man. Like, shit, I want you to be my supervisor too. And I tell them, like, no, man, no, you don't. You don't want to work for me. Like, you don't want to work. You don't want to work for them. Be like, no, yeah, dude. Like, you even get some of the people on the crew. They'd laugh. they'd laugh like, no, you don't. They would. They would. You know what? Because, like, I didn't put up with shit. I didn't put up with the bullshit. I didn't put up with the bullshit all these other people put up with. And I let my people know. Fucking laid down the law to them. And there ain't no overstepping my toes and going like, I'm gonna go to the manager. No, they ain't gonna, they ain't gonna do nothing because like, it's my crew. What are they gonna say? They ain't gonna, you know why? Because they don't know about it. That's why I'm there. Yeah. But that was the thing is like I had an expectation. You had to meet it. Now the thing is like the expectation is very simple, and once you meet that, and once you can do what we need to get done, I could give a crap less what you're doing with the rest of your day as long as you're being productive and I can say you're working and we have some results to show at the end of the day, right? And at some point they started doing more computerized stuff, and even then it's so easy. It's so easy. Right? But the expectation was there. People would be like, oh, I want to come work for you. No, you don't. No, you don't. A lot of people wouldn't last, But a lot of people did enjoy it, because it took care of my people. I didn't like managers coming back to my back room or out to my sales floor when I was on the sales. I didn't like people coming and messing with my people. Right? Look, if you want to take my people and do something with them, look, I'm their supervisor. You come and you ask me. Right? I will have them go do whatever it is you need done. If I feel like they need to do that over what I need them to do. Now, if I need them to do what I need them to do and I'm free, maybe I'll go help you out for a little while. And I can guarantee you my help is probably a little bit better than having my guy's help that can stay there doing his job. I'll go help you out really quick, all right? And that's one of the things, because I don't like fucking around with shit. I don't like fucking like the other day, I was doing this. I was going to do this flea market, right? And I pull up to the place, and like there's people there unloading and everything. They got the place where they're unloading to go set up their shit, and like there's the guy there. There's like, okay, what spot are you in? He checks my spot. Okay, just hang tight here for a few minutes. When somebody pulls out, when one of these other people finishes unloading and pulls out, you can go ahead and go in. And I sat there. I was patient for about 2 minutes. I'm sitting there watching the other cars over there. I'm like, these lazy motherfuckers, man. There's nobody over there moving that's motivated. I can't, dude, I'm not going to sit here all day. I'm not going to sit here for 10 minutes at the behest of one of these people moving like a fucking snail. So I was like, he went and he helps. I pulled through and I went over to my shit. I parked, got out, broke my shit out and started getting set up. You could hear when I was pulling up. I got out of the car. I could hear the guy on the radio. Hey, the peanut guy, he went there. And you could hear on the other radio like, oh, it's all good. Go ahead. He's okay. He just wants to get set up. And that's the thing is like, dude, like I could say like I'm just impatient in the first place. Like I got stuff to do, and you got people over here that are unloading from a little Toyota Tercel. All right, and they're sitting there like getting their stuff together and getting everything all slow. Like, no, like, get it all out. Get it to where to go. You're done. That quick. Like, look, I've got a big box truck full of shit that I can get unloaded in less than 10 minutes. Hurry up and get out of my way. I ain't got the time for your crap. I ain't got the time for your crap, man. I got stuff to do. I'm a busy man. But that's the thing. Is when I used to work, like I said, I expect that of the people that worked for me as well. That was my expectation, right? That was my expectation, and that's my expectation. That's not like the expectation. Like if you do that, like I just don't, like if you just do that and stay on task and stay busy and everything, like come raise time, when it's time to have your evaluation. Look, that's just meeting the expectation. If you want to get a better raise, you want to like you got to work. Like I don't ever want to have to tell you what to do. You need to know it because I guarantee you I will train you how to do your job and need to know what you need to know how to do without ever having to ask me. I help you out. I help you out. And believe me, I always help people out too. I did. I took care of my people. People always seem to forget that. Take care of your people, right? How is that so hard? How's that so hard? Okay. Anyway. Anyone reading Time Before Time? You know what? I read issue number 1. I didn't read issue number 2. How was it? How was it? I was heavily influenced by Joss Whedon at the time, writing that novel. That could be a bad thing. I'm kidding. Who wrote a reefer? Time traveling romance is my favorite genre. Yeah. Yep. It is a time travel. I knew in issue number 1 it was definitely a time traveling romance. Absolutely. Each to unload wheat, straw, hay, fertilizer, Purina feed, seed at a seed store. Yeah. But then I went back to waiting on customers to cash them out as an antique. Yep. On old school register. Now I'm just slow. Nah, man. You're good. Stephen Brown, thank you so much for being here. Says, I'm working on my comic while also trying to figure out how to get it out. Like, how to get it out? How? Like, as far as, like, get it to people when you start. Are you doing a crowdfunded comic? You know, you interact with people, you know. Get on Twitter, interact with people, get in certain fan communities, stuff like that. Get to, you know, just interact with people. Yeah. Hell yeah. What's it called? What's the name of your comic? Big friend says Mike worked at a garden center, basically customers' cars with all the stuff. Yeah. All right, Gray. Have a good one. Have a great night, Gray. Thank you so much for being here. We'll also go on deliveries with the driver for the wood pellets. We deliver a ton of bags. Yeah. You know what? Speaking of deliveries and shit, one of the things, like, when I was a kid, this is going to take us on a whole other tangent. But, go on deliveries, yeah. I used to work at a furniture company. We would deliver furniture. We also did rent, like rent a center type of shit. So sometimes we had to go do repos too. Repos were always fun. Going out and repoing shit, taking shit back that people didn't want. That was always fun. Sometimes it was. Most of the time it wasn't too bad. Sometimes people would, get those big screen TVs for, maybe a month. I mean, maybe they were going to have the Super Bowl at their house or something. They'd, come rent one of those and they, just do. Anyway, the point being is I used to work at a furniture store too. So, like, we used to move furniture. So I know how to move furniture. We load fucking stuff up and like when I got shit like that, I got to do, I want to get it done. You know what I mean? When I got heavy work, I want to load a damn truck up. I want to load it good. I want to load it right. I want to load it full. I want to do all that. I want to hurry up and drive it to where the hell it has to go. And when I get there, I want to hurry up and get it unloaded, get it where it needs to go, and get the hell out and get home. Right? Get on to the next one. When you get all these people, man. It's fucking people, dude. I'm telling you, I know. And I know because I used to work with people, and I used to train people, and I used to have to deal with people like this. But, you get these people like... working on I ain't got time for that shit. You want to work like that, you need to go somewhere else. That shit don't fly here. We'll give you some time to get up to speed. It's not gonna be much time, but you need to chop at that shit. I know, I'm terrible. Yeah. But also, that reminds me. I seen this fucking weirdo talking about like child labor, right? And look, I know it made me think of that movie Zoolander. Remember on Zoolander, Will Ferrell's character? Child labor laws, they're old and outdated. Oh man, dude, it was hilarious. But anyway, they were kind of talking about some of the stuff. I'm like, you know what? Like, for the most part, it's bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look, when I was growing up, I was allowed to work, right? You know how many times when I was a youngster I went and threw hay on a farm? You know how much shit you probably get, farmers these days, they still have kids going out and doing that shit. Kids, like when I was growing up through, our teens, like 13, 14, 15, like they used to get paid by this one company there in town they would go out. What would they call it? Pollinating or some shit? I don't know what they call it. But they would go out into the cornfields and they'd put like these little bags over the little corn, and just over these little bags over the corn, and that was it. They'd bag corn, and they would just do that through the field. And they had a lot of kids going out there and doing. They got paid. A lot of kids did that, just like having a fucking newspaper route. Wouldn't throw hay and shit like that. Used to do a lot of stuff. I had I had like 2 jobs before I was even 16. I bought my first car when I was 15. I was paying insurance and shit on it. Right? It was all good. I mean, is there anything wrong with that? I mean, nowadays, can kids even get a job at 14 and 15? Can they? Can you even get your driver's license and drive at 14 or 15? Probably not. I mean, I can see why not. Part of it is because people don't ever spend time raising their fucking kids and trying to teach them to be responsible or anything. They let their fucking iPads and TVs and all this bullshit raise them instead of spending time. And look, the thing is, they can do all that shit, but you got to spend some time, a little, at least just like fucking a little bit of time raising the little son of a bitch, so he has some fucking smarts, right? People just like don't do that shit nowadays, right? And look, that's like, and that's part of the thing. People act like it's fucking hard. It just takes a little bit. It just takes like a little bit. Like it's not hard to do, but like and people act like, oh, it's the world, no, it's not. It's not like, but part of it is like we don't allow this stuff to happen. We don't allow kids to grow up. I know we want our kids to be kids, but like I'm telling you, I was gonna say responsible adult as a teenager, but I mean, I guess I was becoming an adult eventually. I'm not sure where responsibility would ever come in there or anything. But the point being is there was the opportunity to. Now that you can't do none of that stuff. We've crippled the kids. We've crippled the real growth of any kids. Like all we want them to do is graduate high school and go to college and get a good job. Still by that same old bullshit that I was fed when I was a kid. Fuck, I dropped out of high school. I'm a fucking high school dropout. I never fucking graduated. I don't have my fucking GED. I don't have none of that shit. You know what I do? You know what I do have? I have my boss and I have my word. And I don't break either one for nobody. Yeah, and that's it. Like, I know work. I know how to work. I know how to learn shit. When I learn shit, like, it's not too hard to learn. Like, there's nothing out there that's too hard to do. I have a good work ethic. You know what I mean? All of these different things. But people, like, we've crippled the fucking kids these days. But part of it, too, is because, like, believe me, out there when I was in the workforce, I worked with some of these motherfuckers. They come into the workforce, they have no clue what they're doing. You tell them to go fucking sweep the floor, they don't know how to sweep the fucking floor. You gotta go show them how to sweep the floor. Go change the trash cans. You don't know how to they don't know how to do none of that shit. Here, take this cart of shit and go stock it on it. They don't know how to take it. Right? Again, a lot of this stuff comes down to parenting. I see people, like people always doing all these things. Like look, and because the thing was all about kids learn more on the job training than they will in school. And the thing is like there's some truth. There's a lot of truth to that. Because like book smarts are book smarts. I know a lot of people who are book smart that are fucking stupid. You know what I mean? And that's the simple fact. I mean, book smarts on everything. It's important to be educated, yes. You need to know math. You need to know how to read and write and all that. That shit's absolutely important, yeah. History, all that shit's important. Absolutely, absolutely. I wouldn't ever say anybody needs to go out and take the path that I did and fucking drop out of high school and no, that shit's not for everybody. But the point being is you do learn a lot of shit in real life and how on the job in real life situations. And I know this because I don't know how many jobs I've had or I'm sitting there working. I've worked at a place for years, especially when I worked, when I worked at Walmart and when I was doing, when I worked there, you get these fucking little hotshot kids that get out of college. They got their whatever degree they went through, and they get hired on as assistant managers, and they come in and they have no fucking clue about anything. You can tell it. They come in there and try to run shit like they're the fucking king of the world. Like, bro, do you even know what the fuck you just asked me to do? Can you even tell me how? Can you even show me how to do what you just asked me to do? Just show me. Right? There are some things that, in theory, sure, they work. I mean, yeah, okay. You know how to pass a test, but it's not all that. And certainly, there's a lot of things like that that come out of it. Now, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with that. It's got to start somewhere, and you want to start when they're young. My kids are age 6 through 11. I run a business myself. I get shit in, and when I get it here, they help me process it. They help unload the stuff. They help pull it out of the boxes. They help count it. They help price it. They help me load it. They love doing it. They get rewarded. They even get paid. And they're fucking great at it. They work harder than some people I know. They got their little system. They know what they're doing. Right? That's good. That's good. But some people think this might not be such a good thing. They should be in school. But look, like, I mean, could you not say that we've got where we are as, and I know some, especially Aglax, the son of a bitch, is going to say something. Look, this country has got where it's got by people working, right? Young and old. I can guarantee you, my grandpa fucking was born working, and he worked until the fucking day he died. Now, times have changed, but we've really crippled the kids these days in this kind of stuff. Anyway. Okay, I'm not sure about the crowdfunding site mainly because I never used them, so I don't know how they work. I'm going to try to print it out myself, though. Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. All right. Steven, I mean, you can go to places and have it done. Like, I know one of the books, one of the books that we got here, they actually went to like Print Ninja. Print Ninja and had it printed up. I mean, there's different printers that do that kind of stuff. One of our guys here, Aggressively Relaxing, he's one of the he's actually one of, you might want to ask him what he did for some advice, because he has the most successful crowd-funded comic book ever about vacuums. Yeah. Oh, number 2, it's in your hands. You haven't, what? It's in your hands already? What are you talking about? What? Are you serious? Did it? Oh, because you live up there near that son of a bitch, huh? Yeah. Take care of people in the chat with my spam. That's funny. Yeah. She needs to work hard. I like to work. I don't mind working. I don't mind getting down and dirty and working. Having a sloth on a furniture job is a nightmare. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Let me tell you. Yeah. Time ago. Yeah. I used to work for $100 a day cutting mesquite from sunup till sundown. I had to load the trailer, and this was in the desert in Oklahoma. Yeah. $100 a day. Yeah. As I say, I remember throwing hay, man. That shit wasn't fun, and you didn't get fucking paid great for it. Yeah, but you know what? When you was a kid, it didn't matter. I thought you fucking loved having that money, didn't you? Little son of a bitch. Yeah, I know you did. Fucking I did too. This is how crowdfunding works. You give them the info, and you get clear breakdown of what you will spend the money on. The excitement of the campaign gets more sales than a website in theory. Crowdfunding gives you a storefront people trust for 5%. You have to decide on how you're going to mail them. Set your price. Proxy, what's up, my man? How are you doing? What is up? Hope all is going well. Man, you know what? No, let's get into some of these comic books. Like I was saying, one of the Myrtle Maniacs was asking me, like, because they were asking me, like, oh, are you really putting that money into these crowdfunding books? And yeah, I've got a whole rack over here of the books that we've crowdfunded. One of them that I need to finally sit down and do the review and shit of, and do my show you the value of, is this one right here. This is Isadora and the Immortal Chains, right? This is all three covers right here. Now, this is one of the ones that one of the first projects that the Myrtle Maniacs, the Immortal Myrtle Maniacs, backed last year. This is issue number 1. G.A. Lungaro, Darth Daddy. If you guys know the Great Council, you should go check out his YouTube channel. But this is his book right here, his comic book right here. He just launched a project for issue number 2. It's live right now. You can look it up on Kickstarter. It is called Isadora and the Immortal Chains, number 2. But very good book. One of the books that we did back, and we'll probably end up doing a giveaway of one of these as well. And like I said, he's got issue number 2. That's already the crowdfunding. He just launched it, I believe, last week. Just last week. I believe I was out of town when he launched. But yeah, we've got that. We've got this other one right here, like I was just showing you. We've got this Area 51, the Helix Project. We're going to be doing some giveaways on this for some of the channel members as well. This is a very good book. One of the other first projects that we backed as the Immortal Myrtle Maniacs. This is one of the first ones we did. We've got some giveaways that we're going to be doing of some of these books as well, of Area 51, the Helix Project. Now, another one of the books that we backed is, like I was saying, we got the Brian Pulido stuff right here. This was one of the ones that we backed. This was Hell Witch. This one, I believe, was number 3, Hell Witch Sacrilegious. This was one that we backed as well. This was the first Brian Pulido project we backed, and I wanted to back a Brian Pulido project because I heard that Brian Pulido was the gold standard for crowdfunding comics. When I opened the box up for this thing right here, it was like opening up, it was like Christmas all over again. There was the book, there was so many other books, there was just all kinds of goodies inside. It was so freaking great to get this in. And that's why we're going to be doing some giveaways of some of these Brian Pulido projects for some of the Immortal Myrtle Maniacs as well. And if you don't if you don't know Brian Pulido and Coffin Comics, what they're doing over there, you need to go check out their YouTube channel. You need to go check out their Kickstarters they're doing. They are the gold standard, man. They have some beautiful books. They have variant covers. The interior on these books are great. The stories are fun and very good as well. I've read through. I think I've got to read this one right here. I think I've still got to read Hell Witch Sacrilegious. I read the first volume and I'm halfway through the second one. But all very, very good stuff. Now, some of the other ones we've backed also are like these right here. This right here is Common America, Volumes 1 and 2. Now, this Volume 1 right here is a reprint of the original one, the original project we did, and this right here is the Volume 2. Now, these ones we backed, and I think something what they say with the printers, whatever. So they went ahead and they all got these like nice foil cover like variants. Very beautiful books. These were in a trade paperback format. Very nice. You can see they've got the little spines and everything on them there. And they're thick. I can't remember what were these like. These were about 60 pages each. These were about 60 pages each. Now, the other thing is that we went ahead and we also backed Common America Volume 3. Isn't this one Volume 3? No, that's Volume 1. Common America Volume 3. This is another one we recently did. Now, the thing about this is what they did is they actually went and started. These guys upgraded. They've been doing so good on their campaigns and everything. They've been popular enough. They've upgraded and they've gotten so used to what they're doing. They've actually launched a website now. They're still doing the crowdfunding books, but they actually have a website where they're doing direct sales with these things as well. And their printers. This right here This book right here, 60 pages, hardcover book, crowdfunded project. This right here was $10. Free shipping. $10 free shipping for this 60-page comic book, Common America Volume 3. And then what I did at the time was I also got the reprints of Volume 1 and Volume 2 in these beautiful hardcovers as well. These were $13 plus I think like $2 shipping and handling, something like that. Something like that. It wasn't too bad. I think they ended up being $15 a piece. So these were $15, and this one, because this was the one that was coming out, was $10. Like, these books are definitely worth backing, and that's the thing is with each of these books. These are books that are crowdfunded books. They're books like you see other things out there that aren't quite the same as these books. They're a little bit different. This is the crowdfunded books. So again, some very good stuff that we've got here. Some other projects that have backed as well with other things out there. Just other good stories. And like I said, there's all kinds of stuff out there, guys. You just got to go out there and find the books. And, I guess that's what you're hanging out here for, right? So you can help find the right books that you need to be reading for whatever genre of book that you want to be reading. All right, anyway. Aggressively Relaxed says, worst job ever was landscaping and building barns in Florida. I could imagine, maybe so. Back Area 51-2 for $50. Can't wait to get it. Yeah. Nice. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Love Bad Batch episode 3 until after episode 7 and 8. I'm in love with it again. Alright. Fair enough. I haven't watched it. Volume 2 going to be called Common to America. No. Actually, Volume 1 is Stars and Strife. Volume 2 is The Founding Fighters. Oh, I guess I could. Well, that's the back cover of Volume 1. Back cover of Volume 1 is the back cover of the Volume 2. Which this was the cover of the Volume 2 that I got in the trade paperback one, and this is the Volume 3, which is Homeland Insecurity. And then this is the back cover of it. Yeah. Good stuff. Great stuff. And here, I'll show you these ones right here, like on these original trade paperback versions. This is the Volume 2. This is the back cover. On that one. And then on this one right here was the Volume 1. And this is the back cover on it. Great stuff, man. I'm telling you, beautiful, beautiful books. Beautiful books. I'm telling you, I can't say that I've really got any of the books of the crowdfunded books that have come in that I'm necessarily disappointed with or upset in. There's been a couple that I'm like, I don't know, but largely I've been happy. Yeah, landscaping does suck. Yeah. Gotta thank you for advice. Gave me something to think about. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Stephen Brown. But anyway, guys, I think that's all I got for the show tonight. Thank you all so much for being here. I do greatly appreciate it. Now I've got we've got a couple books here that I've got to finish reading for the week. Actually, from reading for last week, and I got to catch up on Radiant Black here as well. I've got a couple issues left in that Moon Knight omnibus to catch up on, and then I'll be done with that. Then after that, I think I'm going to move into this Avengers book right here. But I also I also bought these Secret Wars trade paperbacks as well. I've never read these, so I picked those up also. And then you guys seen it? I picked up that Black Widow omnibus not too long ago, and then just last week picked this one up. Yeah, the OG stuff, Ms. Marvel. So yeah, we'll check this out, the OG stuff, and see how it is. I'll tell you one thing, man. You want to read some great comic books, you got to go read some of those OG, old school Marvel comics, man. That Moon Knight omnibus, it's full of nothing but great stories. I will say there's a different writer here on these last handful of issues in it, and it's definitely a little bit different, but we'll talk a little bit more about that when I end up doing the review. But that's all I've got for tonight, folks. Thank you all so much for being here on the Trailer Park Live. You all have a very good day. Make sure you check your Myrtle bit on the way out. Make sure you're here acquiring Myrtle bit to get entered into these giveaways as well. Tell all your friends to come here and hang out, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.